But if they love you, they'll become really, really strong brand advocates for you and do a lot of your marketing for you. The only thing that's going to differentiate you from the rest of the noise is your story.
Yeah, Nick was amazing.
Don't do any more tweets unless there's a picture attached.
He provided so much real information and tips that you could take away and start straight away.
Be authentic. You might as well be yourself because everyone else is taken. Do a good job of being yourself. For the people who heard me speak last time, or have heard me speak before, you know that I've grown 3 online businesses from 0 to $1 million businesses and sold them all. You know that we do all that without a shop front of staff or advertising in radio, print or TV or any sort of traditional marketing. So that's kind of why I'm here today. And hopefully I'll be able to impart some of that stuff onto you as well. Profiles, and the big question that people ask if they're in business or entrepreneurs like yourselves is, what is the one thing, the one secret, the one silver bullet, that's going to help me win on online or social or Facebook in general? And it's pretty simple for me. My key message all the time is to be authentic. If you're fair income and if you're authentic about yourself and where you project your business and where you project yourself as a business person, they'll either love you or they'll hate you. And if they love you, then great. If they hate, that might be challenging, but at least you're being yourself and you won't have to remember 6 months down the track who you were trying to be and to who. Right? So just be authentic. One of the things that often people who speak, Facebook people speak in conferences like this, we always start with this slide, which is obviously my profile on the desktop and mobile version. The reason I want to show you this is because that authenticity is very real with me. Right? This is me. Okay? That is me. If I rock up here in a suit and tie, it's just not kind of congruous with me or with the business I work for. The CEO of the company I work for is 14 years younger than me, goes to work every day in jeans and hoodie. If I rock up in a suit, it's not quite right? The other thing is, this is my profile on Facebook, and this is the reason I get up and go to work. Straight up. These 3 beautiful but feral children are the absolute reason I'm here today, the absolute reason I rock up every day to work, and why I want to try so hard to be able to help you guys excel as well, because, like Marissa said just before me, without that, there's not much, what's the point? Right? You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't got it yourself and you're unhappy, then it's all for now. Right? So we have, my beautiful wife is, she's here somewhere, God bless her, but we have 3 children at the moment, 3 2 and 1s. Out there. And it was really nothing. But, who says there's no advantage to working from home, eh? So we had 3 2 1, and in 11 weeks we'll have our 4th baby. Knows without. The number one rule, people say to me, what's the number one rule, number one takeaway for social media or for Facebook that you can give? And it's simple, it's be authentic. If you did nothing else but be authentic, you will smash it in social media, because that's what connects you to people. Quite often, small business owners and entrepreneurs like yourselves operate in a market where they're selling exactly the same product to exactly the same people for exactly the same price. Right? The only thing that differentiates you from them is your story and your ability to tell that story. So the story of your business isn't, here's my card, nice to meet you, come and see us on Tuesday, we've got a sale and I'll look after you. Right? That's just a pitch. The story of your business is what I just spent 8 minutes telling you then about me. And we are very, very poor at that, because we think nobody wants to know, or you want to keep things to yourself, and that's fine. I keep a lot to myself, but you have to also give up something of yourself to tell your story. Story arcs are basically a way to tell your story in a structured way that lead from point A to point B in a really engaging way and take people on the journey with you. It's really basic device used by journalists and writers and authors, but as small business owners and as entrepreneurs, we can do this every day, and we should. So be authentic, tell your story. Please get out there and tell your story. There must be so many unreal stories in this group of 500 people. Imagine how many really great stories there are waiting to be told. Now we've got a platform where you can tell that story to a billion people. And that's really good. So, good luck. Thank you very much for your attention. Please ring that number if you want to speak to one of the guys there and get stuff done. But otherwise, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Are there any parents of young children here? Parents of children under 7 years old? Okay, you'll know what this is. Does anyone not know what this is? God, I'm so jealous of you right now. This, for the people who are sitting there, what the hell? This is Frozen, which is the latest Disney movie. For kids, allegedly. Really, for mums, I think is probably the real target market. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about this because it's really great storytelling, right? And it's really great storytelling because it's a hack of Disney movies. It's a disruption of every Disney movie that precedes it, except maybe Brave. Because the women, the female characters, have the power. That never ever happens in Disney movies. The baddie is a dude. That never happens. It's always a woman. It's always a female character, is the Wicked Witch or the whatever. And at the end, spoiler alert, for the 7 people in the room who don't know how it ends, at the end, the Ranger sister chooses the love of her sister instead of the dude. That's very un-Disney. So this is a complete disruption on all of that. Right? So quick précis on the cast. This is the Queen, the blonde chick. She's got some superpower, which is actually pretty awesome, but she's ashamed of it. And it caused some trouble. The Ranger sister is the real hero of the story, and she's the one you want to follow through. This douchebag on the end is the baddie, but you don't know it until right near the end. The other dude with the reindeer is the hero who you would normally, Disney-esque, would be the rescuer and the resolution of great storytelling, because they would get together, and they don't. And the reindeer doesn't really do very much. And this annoying little shit. The snowman is the Jar Jar Binks of Frozen. For the really nerdy people who know what I'm talking about. Completely unnecessary and kind of annoying, but a good storytelling device. And this is why. To tell stories effectively, you need to tell stories using story arcs. Right? Now, I'm telling you this not because I want you to write a Disney movie, but because I want you to use this in your marketing for your business. At this point is you're opening a new store, you're having a sale, something, right? This is in your business. But you're not going to start your marketing here. You're not going to start your storytelling here. You're going to start your storytelling back here, 6 weeks before it, where you start to think, right, I want to open a new store, right? So I'm weaving everything through here. I'm starting to build stories. I'm starting to capture attention. I'm getting emails. I'm building a community around my brand or around what my brand stands for. And all these things are going to come together in the perfect storm on this day because I've utilised really great storytelling along the way. And here we're going to start selling some shit. So if Frozen does this, the resolution is a happy ending. Frozen does this, starts when they're little girls, right? So it's well back. And it works way through where they don't have any kind of relationship. And because of that relationship, it's going to make the resolution even better. And then they grow up and they're still distant. And then she goes mental and starts freezing shit. And then she runs away. And she chases her and the little snowman comes in. The snowman, by the way, is the link between the girls, subtly, through the whole thing. And he actually makes it all so that they come together because he's the one who realises the act of love is with the sister and not the dude. And then the resolution is they're together. Right? Back here you introduce Hans. God, I've watched this movie way too many times. So Hans, top guy, charming, sings a bit, dances, I love him, she wants to marry him on the first day, ridiculous, whatever. Douchebag. Alright, and then the resolution is him being punished for being a douchebag, but it's only very short there. And again, it's the hero, which is the Ranger chick, identifying him that he's not the right dude and he's actually a bad dude, punches him in the head and he falls in the water and he's done, right? Olaf's through the whole thing. The other guy, whose name escapes me, thank God, I can't remember his name.
Christoph, thank you. Christoph is actually part of the story too, because when they were little kids, the Ice Queen shoots the other one in the head and messes her up, and they take her to the trolls, and when they're at the trolls, old mate sees them at the trolls. So he already knows them, which is not explained in the story, which I think is a flaw. But anyway, as they then going all the way through, then down here, he doesn't appear again until down here as a grown-up. But he's also the one who can now save her, because now the Ice Queen shot the other chick in the heart, and it's like she's going to kill her. So he goes, no, dude, I've already seen someone fix this. Weird. So come with me, and the thing is, the resolution is here. Can you see how that storytelling, when you break it down, is fantastic storytelling. And we're around that all the time. You're a victim of that all the time. You know, Fox Sports, Cricket Australia sells tickets to you for that test, which starts down there, back here, 6 weeks before, by telling you about the new captain, by telling you about, there's trouble in the ranks, and the wives and girlfriends bullshit comes in here and whatever, and then it's all resolved on the first day of the test. We're all part of that. The Young and the Restless does the same thing. Back here, or what we're working towards is Stephanie and Brick's wedding. Regis' wedding, I don't know.
That's Bowditch beautiful.
Oh, that's so sad that you've just outed yourself badly, but all right, that's Bold and the Beautiful we're talking about. So, Stephanie and Ridge, if I haven't got that right?
Yeah, Stephanie's mum though.
So who would Stephanie be marrying?
Stephanie was married to Eric.
That'll do. Right, so you don't need to give me the whole thing. Stephanie and Eric are getting married, right? And so back here, the Longfall looks into the distance a few times, and there's trouble things. And here, Stephanie's in a coma. Will she even be able to get to the wedding? And then she comes out of the coma, but she doesn't recognise Eric, and we're all on the edge of our seat. Like, the wedding's only there. Are we really going to get there? And then they get married. Right? So can you see how that is really good storytelling, because you're taking people with you. And there's no reason why small businesses and startups can't do exactly the same thing. Tell your story. Get stuff out about you that's going to get people in your store or to your website or to your Facebook page on that day. But start telling it here. And the way to do that is to create a good content calendar. Not hit and miss and maybe I'll get it right and maybe I'll attack the right person. You need to know exactly who you're targeting and when and why. And we'll talk a lot more about that in a minute, but I just want to set up some good storytelling stuff there by promoting what is a very, very good piece of storytelling, but it's really annoying. And if you're a parent, you'll be singing those songs in the car on your own, I guarantee it, and it just makes you hate yourself. But anyway, that's Frozen. So the 7 people who put their hand up, you don't need to go and see it now. I've just told you pretty much what happens. I'm sorry about that.
Digital marketing strategies are incredibly important to small businesses in today's day and age. We've created the Shop Small movement to try to encourage consumers to connect with small businesses, and we want to give small businesses tips about what they can do to differentiate themselves.
Digital marketing helps small businesses by giving them a voice to a wider audience, but it also gives you a chance to represent yourself authentically and really build your brand in that way.
The small business people, we are often selling exactly the same product to exactly the same people for exactly the same price. So the only thing that's going to differentiate you from the rest of the noise is your story. And Twitter's a great way for you to really tell that story in an authentic way. A very, very simple way to improve your Twitter effort right now for your business is don't do any more tweets unless there's a picture attached. Post the same content but more than once in a day. I use Twitter as a blog traffic tool a lot. I'll write a blog post, then I'll use Twitter to get traffic to it. But I will probably do that 3 times through the day. So I might post at 8 a.m, 1 p.m, 10 p.m. That's when I know that I'll get around the globe eyes on it. But I will post it with the content, the tweet, just slightly different. Little bit different bit of storytelling each time, but the same link. Okay, and you can use then some of the retweets and some of the questions and some of the interaction that came from the first time or the first 2 times you posted it in the third one. Like, I've had heaps of good ideas from this so far today. Here's the link. The other way you can do this is by sidling up to a big event with lots of traffic on a hashtag, like Shop Small Event. Any small business in the room that has a Twitter account
and who hasn't tweeted something this morning and used that hashtag, you are doing yourself a tremendous disservice, if for no other reason than the few hundred people in here would have seen your business put up on the screen.
If I had to put it all together into one short list, it would be authentic. Always concentrate on your authenticity because it is you and people will engage with that. Secondly is use imagery. Use lots and lots of images because people are more likely to share it and engage with it. And then the third is to use Twitter, for example, as a creation of a VIP list or a VIP group for your business.